Matt, how do you reflect on a tough night for your team?
Tough night, as has been the recent pattern. We made it tough for ourselves with the way we started the game. A goal, once again, out of nothing. We've played a huge part in that. We can't stop those mistakes, and then the pressure of the game seemed to take its toll. We looked tired, leggy, mentally and physically weak. You could see with the way the bodies are starting to break a little bit, the toll of the run of games we had. That it shouldn't happen, but it is happening. Losing a player to illness before the game and then 2 in the first half, it tells a bit of a story in terms of physicality, seniority, quality, and then with, like I say, with the pressure on the game on us in that second half, we didn't execute. I think we had 15 shots, barely offside goals. I don't think their keepers had a save to make.
And confidence, was that lacking,
Yes,
especially as the game progressed, that first half in particular?
That's, like I say, we're playing with weight around our ankles and our shoulders, and you can see that. Uncharacteristic errors, players who are capable of doing more, just the feel of the little run we're on at the moment and the pressure of at home having to chase a game. It's incredible for an away performance. It's almost perfect for them to score early and then take time out of the game, X, Y, Z, but we're giving opposition the opportunity to do that. I'm so frustrated with that goal because that emphasises the feel of the whole place.
Long term, I'm sure it will be all right, but short term, how do you get Rovers out of this?
Well, it's interesting because they're the players we've got, and they are weak at the moment, physically more than anything else. I think we looked after Harvey to a certain extent tonight. There's probably a couple more who need a little bit of a taking out the firing line and taking away from the cauldron of the pressure. But then we've also got to start games better than we are doing. 15, 20 minutes, can we be quick to the ball and hard to beat? Now, I know that's not a natural thing for some of our players, but it'll give us a better foothold in any game of football. We are searching for answers in relation to that. With no disrespect to our bench, it's not quite strong enough to affect it from the start or during the game. We hope to welcome back possibly George Friends and Willow for the weekend, and maybe Chrissy as well. So all of a sudden you've got a bit more seniority out there, and then we make better decisions.
Because we're in the tail end of January, still no additions. Is that just the January transfer window for you, or is it slightly frustrating you've not been able to add to your squad so far?
Of course it's frustrating. Of course it is. From the day we walked in the building, we identified what we want position-wise. I think I've said in this interview in the past, we're playing a little bit of catch-up. There's nothing in place to search and to put those names on the table. So we're being reactive in this market, which then means it probably takes more time than what you want. And unfortunately, time allows other clubs to be involved. It's as simple as that. You identify a good player, and then you find out there's 5 or 6 other ones which can probably outwork you in the market. So that's where we are. So that's ultimately why we've not bought a player in this window, but we were really trying as hard as we can.
Never predict anything. Do you expect or hope to sign someone or 2 players in time for the weekend?
I was sat here on Saturday hoping to have one in the building for today. We would have started the game. It's not happened, so will that happen before the weekend? I'm not sure.
Injuries don't help. Connor Taylor, Josh Grant, first half. What happened there, and are they serious?
Well, yes. I mean, Connor's had I think anyone who remembers a back tackle in the Norwich game on a slightly firmer pitch. It just jarred his knee a little bit. Maybe his performance at the weekend, he felt it a little bit and wasn't moving freely enough. And then early on in the game, I think it was a bit of a collision towards the byline and a bit of a coming together, and he's just rocked that knee. So he's a tough boy. So he's going to have to take himself out the line to get that assessed. Knees always worry. They do, especially when there's not an obvious collision and there's not a bang in there. That's a really worrying one. So we'll get him scanned, and then Josh Grant his calf. But we have to speak honestly. That's probably been a reflection of a lot of the group in terms of when they're asked to play game after game after game. But we're professional footballers. That's what the league demands. We have to be able to play Saturday, Tuesday, and put the energy out there. But the way the squad is a little bit thin at the moment. So I can't be too hard on them, and being critical in relation to the goal and certain moments in that game. They're the group we've got to put out there this weekend. So the next few days will be a little bit of a refresh in terms of what we did well, because we showed good character in the second half, just poor execution, let's be honest, in relation to that. We went and got on the ball and moved the ball better, but without the end product in the opposition box. We needed to do that from ball one in a better understanding of what the game needed.
And when your luck's out, it's out. We all thought John Marcos had equalised. Have you had a chance to see the goal back? It was ruled out for offside.
Yeah, frustrating. Part of John's game, which we need to improve, just getting back on side, because he's in a good position for both of them. Central, it's a tough call. Maybe it goes your way on a different night, but things are just going against us at the moment. yeah, like I said, probably Harvey's header at the back post was the best chance of the second half, despite us not hitting the target. There was a lot of nearly moments, but like I said, our keeper's come off barely having a save to make, despite us having, I think it was 15, 16 shots in that second half.
Chris Martin's contract expires this week. Are you any close? And until he puts pen to paper, you can't say. But
you asked me before the game.
Yeah.
What I said is true. As far as I was aware, it was agreed and ready to be signed going into the game at the weekend. There's going to be some questions there in terms of why it's not been done as yet, but I think it will be. He's got a virus today, so there's nothing untoward. I know rumours will start like they always do, and social media will go off, but Chris is ill and the weather wasn't able to play tonight. I don't think that derails a contract.
And you've been in position now for 2-3 months. Is this job tougher than you expected? What you expected?
Oh, it was the same, but we need some help with this group. We need some help in terms of the bodies. I'd like to do more. I think that's a fair assessment. I don't think any Bristol Rovers fan would deny that fact. There's certain positions on that pitch which we want to improve, but we actually can't. So there's got to be an understanding where we are, and I'll ask the fans. I know they don't like seeing performances like that, but that's that group of players where they are. It won't help them in any way when they get a little bit of stick. Aim it at me, but don't aim it at the players, whatever they do, because I'm not sure that group at the moment can mentally cope with that. We've got to stick together. We've got to stand up and be counted. We're on a bit of a poor run. We've been in every single game, but we've also been out of every single game at the start and having to play and catch up. So Saturday, if it's 0-0 at half time, I'll be pleased. I'd snap my hand off for that at the moment in time, because we are having to force the issue, which, like I say, the pressure just gets to us.